Today is our environmental leadership program. That's where we recognize either industry or local governments that's been gone above and beyond the call of duty when it comes to looking at their processes and seeing what they can do better and how they can have an impact on the surrounding community that surrounds their facilities.
This is a voluntary program. How's it work so far?
Well, it's been outstanding. It was founded in 1995 as a partnership between DEQ and industry. It's grown. We've got over 20 members, and every year the excitement is just tremendous. Everybody's competing against each other, but it's a competition that we, the citizens of Louisiana, are ultimately the winners. Boy, it's good to see some familiar faces. I was just telling the senator here, I see KARLA and I see folks from ExxonMobil. So it's just good to finally be back home and embrace this program. I do remember that when I was here last time, it was one of the I guess the really good feel-good things that we were involved with. I've gone back, and I'll give you a little history about this program, as it was started in 1995 as a cooperative effort between DEQ and participating companies. Mainly we're looking at the Environmental Stewardship Awards for pollution convention and, of course, environmental outreach. As I've gone around the state speaking to various groups, I've asked everybody to go back and take a look at their processes. You know, what can you do better? What can you do better without having us to tell you to do something better? Be proactive in your processes. So the folks that have already done that are the ones that's here today. That's the real key. So I really am appreciative that you have done that. We're going to encourage everybody that's not a part of this program to grow our membership. We're going to be, again, proactive in what we do, and I want to just thank you for being here today and being a part. At this point, I'm going to bring up Senator Mike Walsworth and have him say a couple of words for you.
Thanks, Secretary Brown. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite times is to come and just to listen, whether it's for companies and Fortune 500 companies, or it's the little guy down the street, that guy maybe have 4 or 5 employees. Sometimes it's our kids that are at these awards programs. And you know, as we all know, and Stuart and I both have kids, our kids can make us do things that we didn't think that we wanted to do. And sometimes they're better at that environment than we are, and I think that's a good thing. I appreciate what especially the business community has done for them. In this state, and you know, we get a lot of bad raps from time to time about this, that, and the other, but all I know is at the end of the day, I've got a business community that is joining together and trying to make sure that we've got the best place for their employees to eat, breathe, sleep right here in the Baton Rouge area and all over the state of Louisiana. So I love the programs that y'all do, and I look forward to hearing more about what we do and what you do and how we together can work to make Louisiana the best place there is. Thanks.
And I'm going to bring forth our chairman of the House Committee for Natural Resources and Environment, Representative Stuart Bishop.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. As Senator Walsworth said, I do have 2 young kids. They're 8 and 5, 2 boys. I grew up in the marshes and the woodlands of Louisiana. My father taught me that tradition of hunting and fishing, and I want to commend everybody here today and the fact that you are doing something that is going to continue to keep the lands of Louisiana a better place to live, so that I can teach that tradition and you can continue to teach that tradition to your children, that Louisiana is the sportsman's paradise, and we will keep it that way, but we have to make sure that we abide by the laws of the land. And today, you're all here because you're doing that, and you're making the state a better place, and I can't thank you enough. Mr. Secretary, thank you for having me.
Again, welcome to the Leadership Awards. This program is a voluntary partnership a collaborative program that the agency has with businesses, industry, with federal facilities, with municipalities, with non-governmental organizations, as well as schools and universities. And some of those members are representing those categories are award winners today. So we just want to thank you all for the efforts that you've done on a regular basis. And the thing that we really want to emphasize is that these projects are strictly voluntary. They are not required to do these companies, these entities are not required to do these projects. This is going above and beyond what's required of the regulations. So we really want to welcome you today to this program for their recognition. The first award is a Special Recognition Award. It's being awarded to Republic Services. The Environmental Leadership Award in Pollution Prevention. Let me come forward now. They are being awarded the Special Recognition Award for systematically replacing its current fleet of diesel-powered trucks with new compressed natural gas-powered vehicles. The 3-year program is now in its 2nd year, with 75 collection vehicles currently running on CNG. And depending on the specifications for the truck, the CNG vehicles range from $270,000 to $310,000. Republic also constructed a slow fill and fast fill fueling stations. This project represents a significant local investment in cleaner, safer, and more efficient vehicles and facilities. Each new CNG solid waste collection and recycling truck not only reduces ozone emissions by 80%, but also reduces noise when compared to diesel-powered trucks. CNG vehicles produce 85% reduction in NOx emissions and a 23% reduction in greenhouse gases. This total approximately 550,000 gallons of diesel fuels was reduced in this past year alone, as well as approximately 830,000 pounds of NOx and GHG gases were reduced. The completion of this 3-year project will produce benefits of removing 500 vehicles from the road annually. Thank you again, Republic Services, for your project. Let's give them a nice round of applause. ExxonMobil Refinery of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They are receiving the Environmental Leadership Program Award for large businesses. It's an achievement award in pollution prevention for the Biox Basin's wastewater treatment project. ExxonMobil Refining is receiving the award in pollution prevention for investing in a denitrification treatment step as part of a project to replace 2 Biox basins with 2 Biox tanks. The tank-in-tank design helps to reduce nitrate emissions in wastewater discharges to the Mississippi River well below levels required in wastewater discharges. It's improving the water quality in the Mississippi River, and as a result of the installation of the Biox Basin's wastewater treatment project, the refinery was able to reduce nitrate emissions by 1.4 million pounds in 2015, which is greater than an 80% nitrate removal compared to the previous year. The denitrification treatment step went well above and beyond regulatory requirements for wastewater treatment and remains consistent with ExxonMobil's efforts to proactively reduce nitrate emissions in wastewater discharges. Thank you so much, ExxonMobil, and again, congratulations. Our next award winner for the afternoon is Rubicon out of Geismar, Louisiana. Rubicon is being awarded the Environmental Leadership Program Large Business Achievement Award in Pollution Prevention for implementing a waste minimization pollution prevention strategy to recover usable product and waste streams and minimize waste generation and disposal. 1 polyethyl polyol was produced in the unit, routinely produced a heel or residual material that's classified as a hazardous waste requiring disposal via incineration. A multi-departmental team developed a better alternative for management of the residual material with waste minimization and pollution prevention as the primary goal. A new process for the residual material was established and ultimately decreased the inventory of 280,000 pounds of residual material that normally would have been disposed off-site as a hazardous waste via incineration. Congratulations, Rubicon. Compressors out of Natchitoches, Louisiana. They are receiving the ELP Recognition Award in Pollution Prevention for installing 6 new corporate standard air boards. The air boards are used to test all of the compressors that are manufactured at the plant. The new corporate standard air boards use dry air to charge the compressors and are more efficient. During the test, the old air boards consumed dry air, which required an extensive amount of electricity, whereas the new equipment effectively reduced the amount of dry air required to perform the test. The change to the new air boards reduced electrical energy by approximately 188 tons of CO2 annually. Congratulations, Alliance Compressors out of Natchitoches. Our next award winner is Marathon Petroleum out of Garyville, Louisiana. They are receiving the ELP Recognition Award in Pollution Prevention for developing a project to reduce water consumption and/or discharge. Marathon has 9 cooling water towers, most of which repurpose their cooling water blowdown. Cooling water tower number 9 sends approximately 144,000 gallons per day in blowdown directly to the wastewater treatment plant. Marathon sees this opportunity to repurpose that water for the coca quench water, which is used to cool petroleum coke at the end of the coking cycle. The coca requires nearly 600,000 gallons per day, usually supplied by clarifiers. Each gallon of blowdown water that can be beneficially reused displaces 1 gallon of water withdrawn from the Mississippi River. Additionally, because less water is withdrawn from the river, fewer chemicals are required in the water clarifiers and in treating the water at the wastewater treatment plant. Decrease in water intake and discharge has led to an overall reduction in electric consumption that is required to pump this water to and from the Mississippi River. So congratulations, Marathon Petroleum. Our next recipient is the Capital Area Corporate Recycling Council of Baton Rouge. They were unable to make it this afternoon, but they are receiving the Achievement Award in Pollution Prevention for protecting the environment one bite at a time. It's the name of the project. And they work with 22 municipalities and businesses to recycle e-waste that was averted, actually 173,000 pounds of electronic waste from material. And we will say congratulations to Capital Area Corporate Recycling Council. Okay. Our next award winner is PSC Industrial Outsourcing of Norco, Louisiana. They are receiving the ELP Award, Achievement Award in Environmental Management Systems for the ISO 14001 certification project. PSC Norco is the first ISO 14001 accredited EMS system for industrial service to properly manage risk and improve efficiencies, supporting the main attribute of reducing hazardous waste for clients. Internally recognized as Fresh Start, the EMC has propelled upgrades which have led to increased eco-efficiencies by reducing natural gas consumption by 20% and operating at a 20% lower fuel rate. The secondary effect involved the reduction of hazardous waste through recovering oil for reuse and eliminating remaining hazardous constituents in the process. PSC hopes to duplicate this entire project and operation at the Norco site and future contract work in order to gain ISO 14001 accreditation by 2018. Congratulations again to PSC Industrial Outsourcing. Our next recipient is the Port of New Orleans out of New Orleans. The Port is receiving the ELP Achievement Award in Community Environmental Outreach for implementing the Your Port, Keep It Clean campaign. This project was a commitment to an inclusive and transparent stakeholder outreach and education process to address a common issue with innovative solutions, litter and debris in our waterways. Port NOLA developed a multimedia communications and awareness building campaign targeting port employees, customers, and businesses, identified the need for a resource directory for cleanups and recycling needs across the community, and formed a new program to bring awareness to the community about water quality through public art with a purpose. The campaign was the first ever effort by the Port to include and engage stakeholders from all sectors in environmental stewardship. And one of their stakeholders was coastal cargo. Congratulations to Port of New Orleans for the Keep It Clean campaign. Our next award winner is Lafayette Consolidated Government and the Bayou Vermilion District, both out of Lafayette, Louisiana, for the Trash Trap Project. Lafayette Consolidated Government and the Bayou Vermilion District are receiving the award in pollution prevention for installing a litter trap in a channel referred to as Cooley Mine Branch. The Bandalon Trash Trap Project was a collaborative effort between LCG and BVD to remove debris from a tributary of the Vermilion River to promote litter reduction and to protect our waterways. The targeted channel travels through downtown Lafayette and the University of Louisiana at Lafayette's campus, as well as other commercial and residential areas. Before the trap was installed, a large amount of litter and vegetative debris would enter the Vermilion River, flow southward through Vermilion Parish, Vermilion Bay, and eventually enter the Gulf of Mexico. Working together, LCG and BVD were able to collect 135 cubic yards of debris while expanding the public education and outreach strategies by encouraging citizens to keep our waterways clean. Congratulations, Lafayette Consolidated Government and Bayou Vermilion District. Our next award winner is Louisiana State University Get Caught Green-Handed Project. LSU is receiving the Environmental Leadership Recognition Award in Pollution Prevention for implementing an extensive marketing and educational campaign targeting game goers at the LSU versus Arkansas game. LSU campus sustainability team participated in the game day recycling competition for the 2015 football season in an attempt to recycle as much game day waste as possible while educating the LSU community on recycling and furthering LSU's commitment to sustainability and pollution prevention. LSU won first place in the nation and in the SEC in the Game Day Challenge by recycling over 86,000 pounds of waste. Additionally, thousands of tailgaters received educational information on the benefits of recycling. The Get Caught Green-Handed campaign encouraged game attendees to upload a photo of themselves recycling on social media. So we say again, congratulations LSU for the Get Caught Green-Handed project. Then our last award for the afternoon is being presented to Advanced Specialized Carriers out of Pineville, Louisiana. They're being given the Honorable Mention Award in Pollution Prevention for promoting the reduction of hazardous waste. Through its many cleanup activities, ASC recycled approximately 2 million gallons of hydrocarbon-contaminated water and recycled over 72,000 gallons of used oil. ASC has added 8 new eco-friendly trucks to its fleet, thereby promoting a cleaner, safer environment through the use of cleaner burning engines. ASC also promotes fuel blending and waste to energy for all hazardous waste. Congratulations once again to Advanced Specialized Carriers.
I saw the Port of New Orleans, and a quick story comes to mind. Right after Katrina, all the power was gone at the port. So I got a call, and there's 1 million pounds of chicken that needs to be disposed of. So everybody is toying with what are we going to do how are we going to do it? Well, first thing comes up, let's burn it, right? Put it in above ground chambers, let's burn it. Well, believe it or not, chicken does not burn, okay? Now, don't tell a backyard barbecue that. But it does not burn. So we figured out what to do. We refroze it. We found a safe facility. Compressed natural gas is something that's tremendous. I've been talking about that for a few months here. We actually got some legislation that's going to allow us to increase the use or make the fueling stations more mainstream where we can increase the use. I've got the CATS director with his 12 new buses. They're all going to run on compressed natural gas here. As we know in Lafayette, all the buses do. So I'm preaching to the choir here. Now, the choir, go out and spread your message that this is the program that your counterparts need to be a part of. So thank you again. We look to see all these faces here again next year. Thank you.
I'm excited to be here today because we've been working with the DEQ for actually for a number of years to replace our wastewater treating system, which is a pretty sizable investment. And as part of our preparation for that investment, we recognize an opportunity to spend a few more $1 million and just go beyond just the the minimum requirements of the regulations, and to put in some optimization that would allow us to reduce the amount of nitrates that go out in our wastewater into the river. And so we proceeded with that, and about a year or so ago we started the project up, and I'm glad to say it's working as we had expected, and we're seeing about a 50% reduction in the amount of nitrates into the river. So I guess just kind of put it in perspective, even though the amount of nitrates that we're putting in the river is just kind of a minuscule portion of what's in the river, this was an opportunity for us to do our part, not only to improve our wastewater, but to improve the quality of the river as well.
We submitted an application for a community outreach project, so we've been working with our industrial partners and tenants, cargo handling tenants, as well as heavy and light industrial tenants to develop an anti-litter campaign.
And how's that worked?
It's worked out really well. We actually have one of our tenants here with us today, Coastal Cargo, to help us accept the award for the Port of New Orleans, and it's actually moving forward. We've gotten lots more ideas from our tenants, and we've collected over a ton of trash that would have been otherwise probably littered on our roadways that now goes into receptacles at the port.
Why did you decide to make this a voluntary contribution?
It was something that was highly visible for the Port of New Orleans, and we have a little bit of a captive audience, so we're able to really focus in on the users that were in need of, I guess, alternatives to littering on the roadways.
Our company is part of a large national company that's in the process of converting all of their garbage and recycling collection trucks to CNG-powered vehicles. It's an immense undertaking. We currently have about 2,500 trucks nationwide that are CNG-powered. Here in Baton Rouge, by the end of the year, we'll have about 75 running the streets.
What value do you see in this?
Well, there's a lot of obvious reductions in pollution, a 23% reduction in greenhouse gases, 85% reduction in NOx. But in addition to that, the trucks run quieter, so there's not nearly the noise pollution that you would normally have with a diesel engine. And it's a cleaner, better vision for the future of Baton Rouge.
It's absolutely wonderful to see that these companies are stepping up to the plate and they're volunteering to take care of the environment of Louisiana. We all know how important the environment is to Louisiana or to any other state, but especially Louisiana with our waterways, with our marshes, it's a sportsman's paradise. And the fact that these companies are stepping up to the table to voluntarily take care of our environment to leave it for future generations is as important as it comes.
Oh, this is one of my favorite events. This is, I guess, 5th or 6th one I've been to. I love it because you're hearing of what business and communities are doing. LSU and how they won not only a SEC award but a national award. And so it's a national award, state award, so the things that they do during a football game and making the environment better, and that's what it's all about.
It's been a while since I've been to one of these because we actually started this process when I was at LDEQ in the past. I'm overwhelmed because I look at how the legislature is supporting us. You'll see Senator Walsworth and Representative Bishop here today. I'm excited about how industry has gravitated towards this. They're being creative. Again, one of the things I've done is I've gone back and asked everybody to look at their processes and see what they can do better. We shouldn't have to ask you. You be proactive in your outreach. So the folks that have done that already, they're the ones that's here today. So we're looking for everybody else to participate in this program, contact us. It's a win for everybody.